So today we'll be looking at how to take CRT candle, how to take entries using the CRT strategy. So I believe we all know what CRT is. So how do we take CRT? We're looking at GBP USD. For GBP USD, we want to look at for the candles we want to look at for are the candles just prior to London session and candles during active session. Understand? So this is Nigerian time. Candles we'll be looking out for will be the 6 o'clock candle for each for now 6, the 10, the 14. We'll not be looking at the 18 because if we are to see any entry it will be around the end of the day, so we'll not be looking at the 18. We'll be looking at the 6, 10, 14. So those 3 candles. So the first one we want to look out for is at the start of a new day, we want to see that any of those candles sweep liquidity off of zone or for level. Close. If I'm looking for a sell move, I'm looking for a bullish first degree candle. I'm looking for a sell move, right? So I'll be looking for a bullish first degree candle. In this case, I'm looking for a sell move. Then this is a bullish first degree candle of our CRT setup, right? So this is happening 6 o'clock. It swept liquidity off this level here, right? That is the first thing I want to consider. So if I'm taking bearish bullish setup, I'm looking at bearish first degree. Look at it. That swept liquidity. So we call this first liquidity swept the trigger sweep. What gets us interested in the setup? You understand? So I'm just calling the trigger sweep, but I don't know what other traders call it. So I just defining it with this term so I understand it in my own way. So we have this first sweep is the trigger sweep. Now this is 10 o'clock candle. So now the next thing I want to look at is the pip difference between the trigger sweep and that first degree candle high or low should not be more than 15 pips. This to show us that okay, it is around the fake out range, you understand, meaning the liquidity swept might be utilized to move in the opposite direction, you understand. So we don't want it to be too wide a gap. So what we'll do now is after we see our sweep here, see our sweep. Now we're looking at this one is inducement sweep, another one is fake out sweep. So anyone want to consider, but I feel the inducement sweep works more than the fake out sweep, but they both work. Now let's look at this one now. We have a bullish impulse here. It's a bullish impulse here. Now we are seeing our first sweep. So according to structure, this move could hold because we have a bullish impulse. Now we'll look at this first move. I said my trigger sweep and my low should not be more than 15 pips. If I measure this, I have just around 5.7. So it's not more than 15 pips. That is for this one. So this first video will just be about understanding how the CRT setups forms in H4. So in the next video, we'll be looking at how to take entries in 15 minutes and probably 5 minutes too. So we'll be looking at all those things. But for now, let's just explain how the setup forms. Then for this one, look at this. We had this high here, right? It's an inducement form of high. Then price swept it the first time. We are not considering this candle. Now this is the one that gets us interested because this is a bullish candle for sell move that we're looking for. So this is a bullish candle. This is a trigger sweep. Now the difference between the trigger sweep and the first degree candle of our CRT, the first degree high, okay, so here to here, to not be more than 15 pips. Let me do it here. So let's measure again. So this one is about 13. Okay, now let's move on. Then for this one, we have, this is also an inducement sweep. You can see this is an inducement sweep. This is 6 o'clock candle. So we have, what is the, so we don't even need to measure this. Don't need to measure this. It's not more than 15. This one as well. This is an inducement sweep, and this is our CRT candle. So inducement sweep, then we're taking all this as impulse. This is inducement sweep. We're taking all this as impulse. This is inducement sweep. Then we're taking everything here as supply zone. You understand? So that's how we take all these entries. Look at this one. We saw this is 10 o'clock candle. This is our inducement sweep, the trigger sweep, right? Then this is our high of first degree candle, but price did not sweep this high before coming down. We'll also look at how to take change of character or failure swing around this point if price fails to take out our CRT candle. Understand? So that's just another way of managing the trade. Then for this one, we have this high here was taken out around this point, right? So we need to be careful with this, but this is also a form of what? Internal structure sweep, right? So we have the sweep here with this 14 o'clock, right? That's 2 o'clock Nigerian time, 2 p.m. Then we have, you see the next candle. So the difference between our trigger sweep and the, it's not even no difference there. So now we are done with this. Now, let me explain this one. So we have this one. This is 6 o'clock candle. So this is the trigger sweep, and this is my low of my first degree, the proposed first degree candle. So here to here, no more than 15 pips. Now that we satisfy this one, the criteria we need in H4. The next video we'll talk about how to enter in 15 minutes.